before the first breath was ever drawn, before the sky even knew its own name. There was only the void, a silent, endless, featureless darkness. In this perfect nothingness, a low ancient hum began to vibrate, a sound that was less a noise and more a feeling, a premonition of existence. Then, from the very heart of this infinite emptiness, a single brilliant pulse of light erupted. From this pulse, a formless, glowing presence emerged ether, the first awareness. It spoke not with a voice, but with the very essence of thought. I awaken, therefore I am. This awakening was not a quiet one. The light of ether expanded with explosive force, tearing the darkness apart, pushing back the boundaries of the void. From pure nothingness came awareness, and awareness, by its very nature, demanded form. The light, now a raging torrent of pure energy, couldn't remain a single entity. It fractured, splitting into three immense primordial forces. First was terror, an entity of stone and fire, the very substance of reality. Terror declared, I am substance. I will be the bones of all things. Next came Nyxara, a being of shadow and mystery, the embodiment of the unseen. She whispered, I am the unseen. Without shadow, light has no meaning. And finally, there was Chronos time itself, an ever-shifting, unpredictable force. He announced, and I am the flow. All that begins must move toward an end. Thus were born the primordials, beings older than any god, stronger than the concept of fate itself. They were not just forces, they were the fundamental laws of what was to come. With the primordials established, the great cosmic ballet of creation began. Terror, with a mighty will, struck the void, and from the impact the first mountains rose, jagged and majestic. Nyxara, with a gentle exhale, breathed into the darkness, and her breath ignited, becoming the first stars that peppered the new expanse. Chronos, with a subtle gesture, bent the fabric of existence, and for the very first time, the river of time began to flow forward. But from this incredible confluence of power, the substance of terror, the mystery of Nyxara, and the flow of Cronus' new beings began to coalesce. They were smaller than the primordials, but they were radiant, alive, and filled with a new kind of energy. Ether, the original awareness, looked upon them and spoke, its thought resonating through the cosmos. You are not raw forces, you are wills. One by one, they awakened, each a distinct personality, a focused aspect of creation. There was Solarian, the god of light, burning with golden purpose. Lunara, the goddess of the moon, serene and silver. Thalos, the god of storms, crackling with untamed energy. And Vera, the goddess of life, her essence a vibrant, verdant green. Solarian, his voice bright and clear, asked the question that burned within them all. We burn with purpose. What is our role? Ether's response set their destiny in motion, to shape, to rule, and to protect what will come after you. And so the gods were born not from flesh and blood, but from pure idea and untethered power, the children of the cosmos itself. With their purpose clear, the gods began their work with unrestrained joy. Worlds spun into existence from their thoughts. Life, in countless wondrous forms, began to stir on the surfaces of these new creations. Solarian's sun gave warmth, Lunara's moon guided the tides. Thalus's rains nourished the land, and Vira's touch sparked life in every corner. But as they created, one of the primordials watched in silence. Nyxara, the shadow, observed the bright new reality taking shape. She finally broke her silence, her voice a chilling echo in the vibrant cosmos. Creation casts long shadows. Who will rule the darkness they leave behind? Solarian, ever the champion of light, turned to her, his own brilliance a stark contrast to her gloom. Darkness is meant to fade, he declared with confidence. Nyxara's eyes glowed with an ancient, knowing light. No, she countered, her voice firm and absolute. Darkness endures. As she spoke, the entire void trembled, a sign of the first fundamental disagreement, the first schism in the perfect order. From the act of creation, conflict was born, and from that conflict, destiny itself would be forged. The stage was set for a war that would define the very nature of existence. Just as the tension between Solarian and Nyxara threatened to shatter the newborn cosmos, another primordial intervened. Kronos, the master of time, raised his hands. In an instant, everything froze. The swirling galaxies, the crackling storms, the very light from the stars all stood still. Enough. His voice boomed, not with anger, but with finality. He decreed a new order. The gods will rule the heavens. The primordials will fade into legend. It was a painful but necessary separation. The raw, untamable power of the primordials could not coexist with the focused will of the gods. As Kronos spoke, ether, the first awareness that had started it all, began to dissolve, its light softening and spreading out into the fabric of space. It smiled, a final gentle thought shared with its children. Remember this, my children, that even gods are born from something greater. With that last piece of wisdom, ether dissipated in a final, brilliant burst of light, its energy becoming one with everything it had helped create. The primordials retreated, becoming the silent, unseen pillars of reality terra, the foundation Nyxara, the mystery of the unknown, and Kronos, the relentless march of ages.